Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be installing a rear torsion bar for the Honda Veloster, man. Because you already know that the stock suspension is trash. So, especially in the back, since it has a lot of bouncing too much, like a sway bar or like a rear torsion bar should do the trick to stabilize you when you're going on faster speeds. Like once I start accelerating, man, if I like take into it like an intersection to go hella fast, if I hit like a little bump, it'll hop me up, man, and it's kind of sketchy. So I thought like it was time to finally upgrade the suspension more, because I have like a tie bar and I have the strut mount and all that, and it worked. It helped a little bit, like I'll be honest, it did. But the rear suspension is a problem too. I might have to upgrade the shocks too, and the struts. I might as well just go pullovers around that time. But for right now, we're gonna be installing the torsion bar from Pierce Motorsports. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I bought this part myself because, you know, they tend to have some good quality stuff for the Velosters and like Ford Focus and all that stuff. And the quality, man, it's here, man. It's I dig it, man. It's supposed to be their powder coated white. It's gonna look hella nice under there, especially with the new exhaust that I have. It's gonna be hella quick, so I'm gonna show you step by step how to install this. It shouldn't be too hard. Probably take like 30 minutes max and all that. But yeah, let's get this installed. Alright guys, so I already got the car jacked up. I'm only going to do one side just because I don't see the point of going in another one, just for the fact that I think I can make it with just one. So let me show you guys the new exhaust. Let's put some light over there too. It's going to look pretty nice. Let's see, let's put some light in here. What the heck? I can't find the flash. Alright. Let's show you guys the new exhaust. It's gonna look, it looks super nice under here. Yeah, that torsion bar is gonna look gorgeous around here. So yeah guys, let's get started. Let me show you how to install this torsion bar. Okay, so Pierce Motorsports supplies you with pretty much all the stuff you need. The 4 bolts, washers, nuts. This should be like a great this is a great 10 for sure, because it's for suspension. These they're locking out. Interesting, locking out, huh? Okay, we'll see how this goes. Shouldn't be too bad. Alrighty guys, so I pretty much just took apart everything right here. If you by chance lose these, you can find these at Napa Auto Parts. I used to see this all the time here. It's a great 10 bolt. Just in case you lose this. So let's hop to it. So pretty much we'll wait to have the sway bar here right now. Kind of move it aside. We're gonna be pretty much putting these bolts by where the coil spring's at, because this is supposed to be bolted onto there so it stops flexing and all that. So yeah, let me get positioned pretty good, and then we'll hop to it. Alrighty guys, so let's get started on installing this. This should be probably the most easiest install you ever have. So here's the 2 nuts that they gave you. Grade 10, because you need a grade 10 in for suspension. Let's put this in here first. We'll put in the washers, one right here, and then the other one when we bolt it on for the torsion bar. So you don't have to put one inside here in the coil spring. Alrighty, so it's just a matter of maneuvering it in there, getting your hand in there pretty good, and just sticking it in there. There you go. 2. So now let's do the other side. Let's get the other side going now. Put one over there. And then put one right here. There we go. Simple as that. Then you get your torsion bar ready. Start pulling it in here. Get the washers, and don't forget to get your nuts ready too. Alrighty guys, so now just get your torsion bar ready, get your washers ready, and your 2 nuts. Okay, it's gonna be a pain. It'd be nice if you had a friend to help you, just to hold it. There's that, and then here's that. Okay guys, so I didn't want to record me trying to put it on there because it was kind of embarrassing. I struggle to have to do like maneuvering and all that, so that's kind of much how you're gonna have it. I already got one side on, but like I bolted halfway on, although they give me lock nuts, so I'm not, we'll see. If I might end up going to the auto parts store to get some different bolts, but I'm just getting a feel of how this is going to be. So now I'm pretty much going to be doing the same thing what I did here. So pretty much you put in the bolt here, the washer right here between this mating, then comes the torsion bar, another washer, and then the bolt, two sides there, and then the other two sides there, and then that should be it. And we'll get it going right now. Pretty much. I'll show you kind of right now. Once I got one side on, it shouldn't be too bad to do this side. Okay, so I ended up jacking the other side to make my life a little bit more easier. I'm putting this on. Oh, this is just a pain, man. Alrighty, guys, so honestly, I'm gonna take off the freaking I'm gonna take off the shocks, man. This should be, I'm just making my life too difficult, so I'm just gonna take them off. Alright. Oh my gosh, man, they said this was only supposed to take 30 minutes online, and I'm struggling. Just to align this thing is a pain in the ass. Alrighty, guys, so as you can see, I'm wearing different stuff because I had to try this again the next day because it was getting too dark and I couldn't see. So let me tell you how I got this to work. So I finally got it to work. You don't have to take off, there's like videos online that say you have to take off the shocks to make it easier, or you gotta like do some weird stuff with the springs and take them off. You don't need to do that. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did this, how I got it to align, how I got it to work. Pretty much what I noticed is I took off one tire and I wanted to see how this would react. So once you take off the tire, this thing ends up getting kind of flusher, and then once you take off the other one, it gets more flusher and aligned to where you can put the bolts on. Because I finally got them on now, and I'm just gonna torque them down and get them all set up. But honestly, guys, when you buy this, don't because it doesn't align, it doesn't fit. It's not that. It's just because you gotta get it to kind of where it's flush. And you don't have to take off the shocks. You don't have to take off and mess around with anything. All you gotta do is take off the tires. Just take off the tires and kind of get it aligned there. Have someone help you hold it up. I was just using like my legs and all that. It's kind of weird, unorthodox. But honestly, it aligns. It's just you gotta play with it. It's just tedious. It's not like a hard install. It's just finding the way how it's gonna work for your car. So I guess there's some people that can't do it and they end up going to the shop from what I've heard. Or some people end up taking the shocks and it's easier that way for them. For me, I took off the shocks. I tried that. I messed around with the springs and all that. I almost took off the springs and all that. But I was like, nah, this is just too much work to install this part, man. So I started asking around, and then a couple people were telling me that taking off the tires would probably make it a little bit more flush, and then try to take off the shocks. But first I took off the tires, and then I started to see if I can just bolt it on like that. And honestly, you're able to. You do got to put the bolt in an angle though. So I ended up putting the bolt kind of in an angle where I was able to go like that to get them all getting inside. And don't be scared because it's gonna kind of get it like more flux. It's not gonna let it flex anymore. So it's supposed to keep it from like that body roll that the Veloster is known for. So Hopefully it's gonna improve my ride. I'll do a review once I install this, man. After I finish bolting everything down, I'm gonna go for a ride and see if it actually improved or not. But yeah, that's kind of how the install is gonna work. How the install works out, guys. So take off the tires. Once you're taking off the tires, I put this one on first. I bolted this one on first loosely, so I have enough room to play with it. And then on this one, I put the bolt in an angle. And if you're doing it by yourself, I ended up putting my hand on here and my leg on here and started kicking it. It was hella uncomfortable, man. So if you can get help, I highly recommend someone helping you out. But you're able to do this by yourself. And just, it sucks, man, that I did some weird ass crap and got this thing hella dirty. But it looks hella nice. It's gonna look hella nice with the exhaust and all this stuff. But yeah, so that's how I installed it, guys. And I ended up using the other bolts in the packaging that the Pierce Motorsports gives you. They give you like lock nuts, and honestly that is a punk when you're trying to get them to go even further. So I ended up going to the Napa Auto Parts and get a grade 10 nut. So the thread pitch that they give you is a 3/8 by 24, and that's what I ended up getting, a 3/8 by 24 nut, and it's grade 10. So it's for suspension, more like heavy duty for tensile strength. So yeah, so that's how you install this bad boy. Really annoying bad thing, but it's cool. I like how it looks when you're in the back. Watch, check this out. Looks pretty cool, man. So yeah, I'll tell you guys how it goes. So yeah, guys, tires first, both of them. Then align it, get your bolts ready, set it up. Set one side, wherever side you choose. I chose that one on the passenger side, left it hella loose, and then kind of maneuvered my way to where I got it to where I can put a bolt by an angle, and then get it force kind of in a way, like push it, not force, but to where you're able to put a bolt through it, and then just do that. And then for the other one, you gotta kind of like force it and the bar a little bit more. So yeah, it takes some maneuvering. That's all I gotta say, maneuvering a lot. But yeah, so let's finish bolting this down and I'll let you know how this goes. Alright guys, so I started bolting it down. I'm gonna do it like parts by parts, okay? Because I want it to kind of get aligned and even. Let's make it like a punk when I'm bolting the last one in. So I'm doing it. There you go, it's starting to align pretty good. I highly recommend buying this, man. It's hella easy. So starting to align pretty good. So this is only 40 foot-pounds, so now let's torque it down pretty good. So I'm gonna check if this fits, because if it does, okay. Bear with me for a second. Let me get my head out of the way because I'm moving the camera. No. I thought this hex could be a 14, but I could be wrong. Yep, it's a 14. Okay, so my stuff might be a little bit different. Only the nuts are going to be different, but the hex for the bolt that they're going to be giving you is going to be the same. I'm putting down a 14 here, what stops the hex from moving. And I'm going to get a ratchet and put some torquey on this thing to make it nice and tight. I'm loosening it. I'm an idiot. Okay. It's working out pretty good. Oh man. You should probably get someone that's stronger. Oh, because I'm not that strong. I'm pretty skinny. Okay. Let's try the other side. Get it on the hex pretty good. Okay, there we go. It's on there. And then let's tighten that one up pretty good. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Oh, oh man. It's gonna be my workout for the week. Okay. Alright. There you go. I was debating on putting thread locker on this thing, but you know what? If I have to take it off and all that, I don't want to suffer. So I chose not to. Maybe you can put some thread sealing on there if you want, since it's for suspension. You're hoping for that thing not to come off. But I might upgrade stuff more and take stuff off, because I'm tired of lowering. I'm tired of the low life, man. I'm tired of the lowering springs and the horrible ride you get from it. So I'm pretty positive I might just get in the way when I'm trying to take this off. So okay, repeat the same steps for the other side, and then you'll be good to go, guys. Alright guys, so I got it in there. I tightened it up. Now I'm gonna put back the tires, and I'm gonna go for a test drive, and I'll tell you how it goes.